welcome to another Tears League special on Cuz. This is episode 5 of the 2024-2025 season, but we got a lot to talk about. So yeah, let Ashley take me away. So yeah, take me away, Ashley.
Okay, welcome to Big 12 Week 2 results. We have Mountain winning against Rain, Shamoy won against Chris, Kimoy won against Vashel, Gino won against Breeze, Iva won against Richie, and Ju won against Plucky.
Only thing I can really say about this week 2 matchups was, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect Iva to win or Jamar. They both were down by a lot. And that's comeback of the year points right there. They both make a comeback and they won at the ending down the stretch. But besides that, that's really it.
And this is your Week 3 Big 12 Power Rankings. We have Kimoy at 1, Gino at 2, Iva at 3, Mountain at 4, Richie at 5, Ju at 6, Plucky at 7, Shamoy at 8, Rain at 9, Vashel at 10, Chris is 11, and Kadeem is 12. What do you think about that?
I don't really have much to say about it. I am impressed with Kimoy, impressed with Iva. I ain't gonna lie. Iva going 2-0. I didn't expect that at all, believe it or not. But don't really get much to say. Like I said, one moment Kimoy might be at 1, might be at 12 the next week. You never know. So it's too early.
Okay, and this is Richie's Big 12 parlay. Moving to Week 3, we have Mountain versus Kimoy, Vashel versus Chris, Shamoy versus Rain, Plucky versus Richie, Ju versus Kadeem, and Gino versus Iva. Again, the green is who he wants to win. And last week, the boy went 5 for 6. What you have to say? Last week you give him hell. He went 5 for 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's I ain't gonna lie. When I see that too, I was like, what? Okay, Richie, I see you. So right now Richie is 7-12 for the year. So that's above 500. So right now Richie looking good so far. And before we move on, this is your GM of the week, Mr. Iva. I ain't gonna lie, super impressive week. That was a crazy comeback. Did not see that coming. So I feel like the way he won that matchup, I was definitely the GM of the week. We also doing GMs of the month, and since October is a short month, but still, the GM of the month goes to Mr. Kimoy. I ain't gonna lie, coming into tier 3 from tier 3, start off hot 2-0, and he has the most points so far in Big 12. So right now, I ain't gonna lie, he have a really solid team. Like he's a prime example of you can't judge a roster in the off season. Like when everybody I look at his roster, I ain't gonna lie, we all thought that shit was a shit roster, and he's probably in the league for draft of the year with the team he drafts. So good job, Kimoy, GM of the month.
All right, let's move on to tier 3. We're gonna have their Week 2 results. We have Jimbo winning against the unknown player, Draco winning against Ernie, Risha won against Ish, and in the West we have Manny won against Bread, Chabo won against Turbo, Ricky won against Jed.
And Draco 2-0, like, hey, that was Gino Paulson to win tier 3, so he 2-0, that's a hot start. So besides that, I ain't gonna lie, that matchup with Bread and Manny is insane though. Like, that's a bust chest. That's one of those early bust chests, like the one that Demoy had last week. Yeah, that's a bust chest.
Yep, and we're gonna move on to the Week 3 power rankings for tier 3. We have Jimbo at 1, Ricky at 2, Draco at 3, Risha at 4, Chabo at 5, Manny is 6, Ernie is 7, Turbo is 8, Jed is 9, Ish at 10, Brad at 11, and the unknown player at 12. I have you low, man.
Meaning low because he just get a team, but I can guarantee you, this week his team improved a lot. So I feel like he gonna be competing heavy now.
Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna move on to Gino's tier 3 parlay for Week 3. We have in the East, Draco versus Risha, Ish versus Jimbo, Ernie versus the unknown, and in the West we have Manny versus Ricky, Chabo versus Jed, Bread versus Toba. Gino did not do good at all last week. He again went 2 for 6.
Alright, don't say again. Don't make the man feel bad, Ashley. He went 3 for 3 last week. But right now he fight for 12? Yeah, 5 for 12. Me. Shoo. That's under 500, big guy. Gotta do a lot better than that. Alright, so before we move on, the GM of the week and GM of the month goes to Mr. Jimbo. Starting off hot. He said he do not belong in tier 3. Take me out this league. That's I ain't gonna lie. He looking way more advanced than all these other men. But yeah, big up to Jimbo. A little love. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
With that being said, this is the week 2 results. We have Bash winning against Rashawn, Jordan won against Demoy, Ian won against Javon. In the West, we have Ras winning against MJ, JP winning against Rashid, and Brandon winning against Grove. And this is the week 3 power rankings for tier 2. Brandon at 1, Ian at 2, Bash at 3, Ras at 4, MJ at 5, Jordan at 6, 7 is JP, Javon is at 8, Rashawn at 9, Demoy at 10, Grove at 11, and Rashid at 12.
What I can say right now about tier 2 right now, Brandon, Ian, surprisingly, and Ras, they're looking really good. And Bash looking really good in tier 2. Like, it's like I can see a little gap between those 4 and the rest of the league. Like, I can see a slight gap. And then you're gonna see more of that in these lower tiers, but I can see the gap pulling away.
Okay, moving on to Chris's week 3 parlay for tier 2. In the East, we have Bash against Ian, Demoy versus Javon, Jordan versus Rashawn. In the West, we have JP versus Brandon, MJ versus Rashid, and Grove versus Ras. Again, Chris, 2 for 6. 2 for 6. We gotta do better this week.
And it's funny because I feel like Chris trying to hit. It's like he pointing a bet for like $10 to win like 100,000 because the way his odds looking is insane. He picked Ian to win, he picked Ross to win, and he picked Brandon to win. So Chris don't give a fuck. Chris don't care. But right now, he's also 5 and 2. He and Gino, I don't know, they get F's for like this week. Horrible. Richie, A+, perfect. Did really good. We can't give you A+, but you go where you coming from. A minus. That's good.
Okay, let's go to tier 1 week 2 results. We have Pure winning against Marcel. Just wow, me see these names. Stumbling. Okay. In the East, we have Pure winning against Marcel, Joseph won against Rhino, Slick won against Kyle. In the West, Chad won against Gillo, Lack won against Dylan, Sharif won against Kerry. Now we're going to move on to the week 3 power rankings for tier 1. We have Lack at 1, Pure at 2, Sharif at 3, Joseph at 4, Marcel at 5, Chad at 6, Slick is 7, Kyle is 8, Gillo is 9, Kerry is 10, Rhino at 11, and Dylan at 12.
I ain't get much to say when it comes to tier 1. Just know Lack and Pure should not be in tier 1. That's all I gonna say, bro. That's all I gonna say. Like when I just talk about the gap between Ras, Ian, and Brandon and Bash is a little bit ahead in tier 1. Lack and Pure, they up here, and everybody else is like way down there. If one of them does not win tier 1, something would be completely wrong. I would be highly shocked. But that's all I gotta say for tier 1. But with that being said, that is your week 3 Power Rockets for my Tiers League. I am out. I want trade. I gone.